the industry has been like molasses changing for a long time. And now more recently, the pace has been picking up a lot more, and we're playing catch up in a lot of ways to the rest of society, but we're playing catch up a lot quicker than in the past.
Yeah. And I think part of it is, to add on to that, you asked about, well, what changes do you see coming? And it's already started, is that there's so much more confidence, I think, in our industry, that it's allowing people to interested in investing a lot more than they might have considered before. You're seeing a lot of acquisitions of distribution businesses. You're seeing franchises, come out from everywhere, and whether you have an opinion, whether you like the acquisitions, happening, or you like all these franchise, deals coming out. What it should tell you as an investor is just the legitimacy of this industry, and that it's stable, not going anywhere, and people with real money are willing to invest in it, and that it's not going anywhere. So, that's where I see that. I see that happening more. I think we're going to see more and more of that going on. I don't have a strong opinion whether it's good or bad or interesting. I just think it's going to change. I think that the way that all of us do business is going to change a bit. And as you said, you either have to be willing to make those changes and adapt, or you might get left behind. And so people are going to have to make decisions. But at the end of the day, people still have to do laundry. Yep. And as long as they still have to do laundry, we're all going to still have an opportunity in this business.
Yep. That is right. That is right on. And I love, I love that you say you don't have an opinion, good or bad. I kind of think that's a fruitless opinion to create in a lot of ways, because, it's like trying to stop a train. You're just you're just not going to be able to stop it. So you might as well get on board one way or another, or figure out how to work with that, or within the new changes, because they're coming, right? And they're happening now.
Yeah. Listen, it's going to be one of these deals where, like you said, you can't stop it. And and usually the reason why you would want to stop it is because you're in one of your ruts, probably. Yep. I talked about, we've been doing this a long time, and I'm certainly guilty of it. I've been doing things a long time the same way, and it forces us all to rethink what we're doing. And this is just another example of us kind of being forced to rethink what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that is right on. And it's hard too. I mean, when you've been doing things, like, I'm empathetic to that, right? You've been doing things a long way. It's been working really well. And now all of a sudden, things are changing, and you've been pretty comfortable for a while, and it gets uncomfortable when things change and you have to adapt. And so I'm empathetic to that. But at the same time, if you don't, then you do risk getting left behind. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Any other changes you see coming down the pipeline for our industry?
Oh gosh, we could probably talk about a lot of them, but no, I think that all of it ties into that to some degree. I think when you talk about larger players being interested in distribution, when you talk about larger players wanting to distribute, laundromats literally become franchise ors, then you're going to see lots of changes from the operational perspective. Again, it's probably cliche at this point, but the full service side of business is really amazing to me. It's actually quite foreign. We've always, as a family and a business, been quite focused on the self-service side of things. I think you alluded to that, early on too. And we are good self-service operators, and we're just average to less than average full service providers, but we know it's an opportunity too. And again, some of it is bandwidth. If you're willing to put the effort into it, then you can make something have of it. And to some degree, we have to make time if we want that to be a part of it. But there's an attractive nature to the self-service industry that I like, because we are so busy that those stores can run in a self-service mode without us having to be there every moment. Not that we don't have a presence there, but the full service side of things is to me, it's like almost like opening up a dry cleaner, where you've got to be really focused on the customer, and there's a quality concern, and there's complaints, and there's loss and things like that are very profitable if you decide to get into that, but you have to be willing to put that energy into it. And so I think we're going to see more and more of that happening. I think we're becoming a society that likes things done for us, and we're willing to pay for it. And so I don't see that changing, but at the same time, I'm not not bearish on the idea that self-service laundries are going anywhere either. I think that there's going to be lots of people who will want to do it themselves, whether it's they can't afford it or they just don't want other people touching their stuff. And I think that there's a lot of that still in that. And it's okay. Totally. I don't think I could convince my wife to drop off our laundry somewhere else, not because she loves doing laundry, but she cares about her stuff in a way that would be very difficult, I think, for a retailer to sell her on the idea that it would be cared for in the same way she would do it. And it's not a downplay on any laundry operator. It's just mentality.
Personal
but as the younger group gets older and they have the money to afford that, like my son, he certainly couldn't afford to do that today, but as he gets older, he probably thinks very differently about that than others. So it'll be interesting to see that play out. And obviously there's tons of providers and, trying to show how to run that side of your business. So it should be something exciting for self-service owners as well, because that's a profit opportunity if you so choose to go at it, you can take advantage of.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think not only do we need to look at what's going on in our industry, but I think we need to look at what's going on in society as a whole, and the outsourcing culture is, I think, only going to grow. So like you're saying, the full service side of things is definitely an opportunity for growth. And a lot of that has to do with, one, laundry is like the worst thing in the world to do for a lot of people. But two, people are buying time and convenience back with their money. And that's going on all over the place now, from, DoorDash and Uber Eats and also the gig culture could provide opportunities for people. Like we've had a couple people on the podcast, Nikila and Mark Vlaskamp, who both started pickup and delivery businesses before neither one of them still has a laundromat.
Sure.
Mark's buying some laundromats now, but kind of doing it backwards. And that's sort of part of that gig culture where you don't necessarily even have to have a laundromat to start a laundry service business. So there's, again, a lot of opportunities. And if you have your eye on culture and where it's going and how people are thinking, and more importantly, how people are behaving, and you can tap into that, then there's a lot of opportunity there. So,
yeah, totally agree.